Nowadays, countless travelers rush into the city Zibo for its famous barbecue and also its vibrant city life. But a few knows that the true confidence of this place comes from its tea culture and its tea history that dates back around 2,000 years ago. So today, let's walk into this museum and witness the fall and the glory of the tea kingdom. As we enter this museum, we can see the big mural displayed in the center. On the top of the mural is the Bohai Sea, and in the middle lies Taishan, surrounded by numerous historical figures at the time. Before coming into this museum, I never had a clear idea of how prosperous and how great my hometown once was. And I want to stress that throughout history, it is rarely that a country or a kingdom could achieve intellectual prosperity alongside national greatness. So if you want to get a clear idea of how great this place once was, you can look at ancient Athens. The two places are truly comparable in their brilliance. As we enter the first hall of this museum, we can see four big words written here, which is Yang Yang Qi Feng. Yang Yang here originally described vast and large bodies of water. But here, in this context, it describes the greatness, vastness, and magnificence of the tea culture. The history of tea can be divided into two main sections. On my right-hand side, this displays the history during the spring and autumn period, during Jiangqi period, and a lot of the famous historical figures in this period is displayed right over here. And on my left-hand side, a similar sculpture is seen. These are the famous historical characters during the Tianqi period, the Warring States period. This mural here displays Bohai, which is the Bohai Sea. This mural here is a portrait of the Tai Mountain. Through this display, the museum cleverly conveys the idea that the land of Qi lies between the Bohai Sea and the Tai Mountain. This is how the famous tourist site Haidailou got its title. Our journey in this museum begins right at the origin of Qi. So how did this place get its name of Qi? The word Qi is pronounced in the same way as the word Qi for our belly button in Chinese. And it is said that in this place, Tianqi Yuan, there's a spring that flows here, and it's really deep. Many famous historical figures such as Qin Shi Huang and Han Wudi came here to worship the heavens. As we walk along this exhibition hall, we can see traces of people inhabiting this place. One thing I want to stress on is that Chinese history doesn't start or end in sudden breaks or the rise and demise of kingdoms. Rather, it is a continuous process of inheritance, progress, and development. So one thing I want to stress on is that this land is inhabited by Dongyi Zhu before the Qi kingdom was founded. And as you can see here, their totem is a three-legged golden raven or a golden crow displayed right here. And through their name, Yi, it looks like a person carrying a bow. From this, you can tell that they're skilled hunters and they're skilled especially with arrows. And this also leads me to something that's really important and I wanted to share, is that Chinese characters, they are different from other languages, and I heard from a lot of people that they're especially hard to learn. However, if you learn the secrets in learning these characters, or you know the stories behind it, it will be much easier, and through time, you learn to appreciate the unique charm of Chinese characters. For example, Yi. Looking at the Gui pottery, doesn't it remind you of something that we just talked about? It looks like the three-legged golden crow. You can see the three supporting legs resemble the three legs of the bird, and the part where water comes out resembles the bird's beak. So this ancient Yi people merged old rituals and tails into daily utensils. Zibo's current climate is the temperate monsoon climate. But before, as our historical relics and evidence shows that because there's ostrich and even rhinos here, therefore we can infer that the climate is much more humid and much more warmer, so historians regarded it as the subtropical climate before. Right at the top of this beautiful mural is the three-legged golden crow. It is the totem that we talked about before, the totem of the Dongyi people. And this story is even documented in Shanhai Jing. So one day, all of the firebirds, which ancient people regarded as the sun, decided to fly into the sky all at the same time. So 10 of the suns shine brightly on top of the land, and the drought came and people suffered terribly. So this man named Hou Yi raised his arrow and bravely shot down 9 of them, leaving only one firebird in the sky, and that is the sun we see nowadays. However, there is one common misconception. That is, this person is not called Hou Yi, rather he is called Da Yi, because Hou Yi is the person in Xia dynasty, and Da Yi is the mythical figure that we often refer to, like in this story. After this land was dominated by Dongyizu for a long time, one of the most important historical figures, which is Jiang Taigong, ascended to throne. The story traced back down to where Jiang Taigong helped the Zhou army to defeat the Shang dynasty. As a reward, he was assigned the land of Qi and became the founder of the Qi kingdom. 姜太公直勾勾于愿者上钩. Here displayed by this portrait, Jiang Taigong fishes with a straight hook. And he doesn't fish for the sake of fishing, rather he wants to gain the attention of the king. And later, his awkward actions spread from mouth to mouth and eventually reaches the ear of the king. And later, he gained great favor of the king. So this story tells us, funnily speaking, that the smartest hunters often disguise themselves as prey. So how did Jiang Taigong help the king of Zhou to defeat the Shang dynasty? Here we must mention the story of Mu Ye Zhi Zhan, one of the most famous battles. In ancient times, before military campaigns, people relied on stones and oracles for divination. The results showed an extremely bad omen. What's more, a fierce storm hit right before the battle. It tore the military banners into 3 pieces and flooded the military camps. The king grew hesitant and almost called off the fight. But Jiang Taigong was resolute. To steady the soldiers' morale, he explained that the broken banners were actually a sign to divide the troops into 3 routes. He also said that the heavy rain was meant to clean their weapons. His words dispelled doubts among the army, and finally, they won a sweeping victory and returned home in triumph. So here we can see a sculpture of Jiang Taigong leading the military campaign, and he's sitting on a war chariot. In front, there are 4 horses. There's a famous idiom in Chinese that states 君子一言驷马难追, which means that once something is said, even 4 horses driving a chariot cannot chase it back or cannot retrieve it. Therefore, we can tell that Chinese idioms also have stories behind them, and as our journey unfolds, we'll learn more about them. As we look behind the back, you can see that Jiang Taigong is holding something like an axe, but it is actually called a tongyue, and it is not for military purposes. It is a symbolic of noble power and status, as well as military power. And we can have a closer look at it right in this display hall. Here you can have a closer look at the tongyue. It's shaped like an axe, and sometimes some people say that it has a smiley face on it. So how did Jiang Taigong lead Qi into its prosperity? We're here to first look at its social and economic reforms done by Jiang Taigong. So right here, he is one of the first people to talk about commercial improvement policies. And he famously says, 因地制宜, meaning that the industries that the country should heavily invest in should depend on its unique resources. In a time where agriculture production is popular, he did just the opposite. He supported heavily on fishery and salt industry. This is because the Qi is located near the sea, so they have this rich ocean resources. Thus, this led to the economic growth in the country. When Jiang Taigong first came to Qi, he understood that the Dongyi people who originally inhabited here might have potential revolts and might be unhappy. So he simplified the complex rituals and the cumbersome rules. 因俗简礼. During a time where socioeconomic status separates people, Jiang Taigong still stick to the principle of valuing merits and rewarding talents. So this laid the foundation of the later intellectual prosperity of the country. Here we see the ancient currencies, which is basically shells from the sea. Shells in Chinese is bei. And remember when we talk about how each Chinese characters have interesting stories and origins to them? The word bei appears in a lot of Chinese characters that is symbolic of wealth and that is related to money. And another word, 朋友的朋, which is the word 朋 and friend in ancient inscriptions, is two strings of shells lined side by side. This means that friends share similar interests and similar ideals as well as morals. Beside economic success, the state of Qi also thrived in state administration and military tactics. We have Liu Tao, or the 6 strategies right here. It's 2 parts, civil strategies and martial strategies, mainly discusses ideas on governing the nation. The other 4 chapters are the dragon strategies, leopard strategies, tiger strategies, and hound strategies, which focuses on military strategies. These are a collection of bronzewares in the Shang and Zhou dynasties. Here we have the Tonggu and Tongjue, which are both used to pour and hold liquor. And next we have the Tongding, which is used to boil meat. Next here we have the Tonggui, which is used to hold grains. Here's the Tonghe, that is also used to hold liquor. This is the Tongpi, which is also used to hold and pour liquor. And lastly, we have the Tongpan and Tongyi. The Tongyi is the small component that you see right over here, and the one at the bottom is the Tongpan. The museum now combines modern technology with ancient artifacts, bringing them to life. So you can see here, there's a series of bronzewares during the Shang and Zhou dynasties. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video!